Hi everyone, my name is DeMar Walker and my film is entitled The Beckoning, and it is a dance short film that depicts the displacement and dispossession of Black bodies, while also signifying the importance of Black life, specifically in the Midwest, and just really acknowledging the inherent value that Black people have in this world.
Thank you for joining us today. You are also the artistic director of the Ko-Thi dance company.
Ko-Thi Dance Company.
I'm sorry, I mispronounced it, but I've been aware of this company since the 90s.
Yeah.
I've actually had friends that were dancers in it throughout the years.
Oh, awesome.
How long have you been with the company?
I've been with Ko-Thi for over 10 years now.
Can you explain what they do for people who might not be aware?
Sure. So Ko-Thi Dance Company, based right here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, specializes in the dance and musical forms of Africa and its diaspora. For those who aren't familiar with diaspora, it means anywhere that African peoples ended up due to the transatlantic slave trade. So of course here in North America, Central America, South America, and the Caribbean. And we've been rocking for 52 years now.
It's your background as a dancer that's integral to this film. Have you done a short film before, or is this your first film?
This is my first film. Yeah, and it's something that I'm really proud of, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, but to actually see it come to fruition and crystallize something that I'm really proud of. I can't be more excited about it, you know? So I'm really appreciative that it's been receiving so much love.
Congratulations. Being a performer as you are in the dance world, was there always an inclination to make a film or to figure out how to incorporate your dance visually for a larger audience in the film world?
You know, it's that's an interesting question, Ross, because I want to say yes and no. I think maybe I always was inspired by film, or should I say dance in film, but not realizing that I was. And I think what's been interesting with my career is sort of staying really in tune with what inspired me as a kid. And I always remember being fascinated by the premieres. And I don't know, Ross, if you remember, we probably maybe around the same age, but remember the premieres that used to happen like on NBC? Mm-hmm. Like, remember when like Scream came out?
Yeah.
And like, remember the time? So I was always fascinated by that, and thinking about people like Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson, who created like dance long-term like music videos, right?
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah, they'd be like 8-9 minutes long.
Right. And so you know, those types of videos inspired me, those art pieces. And then always being inspired by people who were a part of films like back in the early days where like they had tap dancers and jazz dancers and people like the Nicholas brothers and,
yeah,
you know, Gregory Hines and people like that, Fred Astaire. Yeah, so I think I've always been inspired by it, but it wasn't one of those things where I jumped into my dance career and was like, I'm gonna make a dance film. But I'm glad that I did.
You also featured the original poetry of Destiny Fletcher in this. What's your connection with her? How'd you get her involved?
Destiny is amazing. I can't stress it enough. I actually met Destiny through Ex Fabula, which is an organization in the city that centers storytelling. And she was my story coach, interestingly enough. And I was in the fellowship program, and we always stayed connected in some shape or form. And so when I had the opportunity to do this film, I said I wanted to center the Black body moving to a Black voice. And so I said I wanted to work specifically with a local spoken word artist. And immediately she was the first person I thought of. And she gladly obliged when I asked if she would be a part. And we workshopped everything together. The poem, just what we were experiencing during this time, and it was really interesting just to see it just all culminate. But she is absolutely incredible in her own right. And I feel like this is very much a celebration of who she is and just her amazing gift and talent as well as mine.
That's great. Do you have plans to make another film?
Oh, I think so. I think so. It's been really interesting doing work like this because I think with the way that we think about how we receive art, or how people talk about creating content these days, like people expect it to just happen like so fast, and I think that's because of social media. But I will say that this has definitely sparked my curiosity about what else I can do with dance and film. So I'll say for sure that I will create another film.
That's nice.
Just wanted to do a film, and actually people started to convince me to submit to festivals. I was just like, I just want to just do something that was on my heart, and people like, no, I think you need to submit this to festivals. Shout out to my buddy Corey Fells. He was the major person who asked, or should I say, told me that I should submit it to festivals. So yeah, I would love to.
You also have some original music in this film by gotta take my glasses off to read. Type so small. Kellen Classic Absent.
Yes. Once again, another amazing local talent. Amazing singer, songwriter, musician, and he came with something that was really insightful to it all. And once again, doing the film and learning things, because I said I just wanted to have it with just me moving to Destiny's words, and then I was able to talk with some of the people who I was working with, and they were like, well, you do know that like music drives a film, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, of course. Now that you say that, and thinking about the way that I've been able to see film, and so I thought, well, what would I like to do and have? So I wanted to have something that was a little bit more chilling and complimentary to Destiny's words, because they're so powerful, and then also thinking about the way that I was moving. So there's a lot of dimension there, and I'm glad that Classic obliged as well when we reached out to him to be able to score the film.
If I heard you correctly, he did the music after the dance was performed.
Yeah.
That's normal in the film production, as the music comes in the last stage, but with musicals, they usually produce the music before and then choreograph the dance to it. So you already had the dance in mind and asked him to do the music for it.
Yeah, I wanted to keep, and it wasn't, I don't think, as intentional as it turned out, but I definitely wanted what Destiny was saying to be the focus and have me perform to that. But at the same time, allow the score to just really undergird it all. And if you notice, there's moments in there where I'm moving specifically to her words, and then there's moments when I'm not. And I intentionally did it that way just to drive the message home. Like, if you notice, there's certain moves that I do to specific words, like black body, because I felt that was really important, just thinking about the theme of the film. So yeah, I think it was really great the way that the synergy just all sort of came together.
Who was your cinematographer?
My cinematographer was Derek Schmidt. Amazing, amazing young talent in the city. Ross, we shot this all in one day.
Really?
Yes, we shot this all in one day. It
With all
was,
the camera angles, I would assume it took you a little longer.
yeah. So, some backstory. I had the opportunity to be a part of an art installation that happened in summer of last year, and it it was where I did the film. And so I remember telling people that I wanted to do my film here. And the film was co-produced by the organization Leaders Igniting Transformation here in the city that focuses on youth and civic engagement. And so when I told everyone that I want to do it, they were like, okay, great. And I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I want to do my film here. And so I ended up connecting with the people who owned the space, which is the community at the corridor. And they gladly said, yeah, we would love to have you do the film here. But we did it in the fall of 2020, and we did all the filming in one day. We walked into the space, and the moment where you see the spray paint on the ground,
Mm-hmm.
the love life and end mass incarceration, Ross, we didn't spray paint that.
Oh, you didn't? That was
No,
already there.
it was already there. And Derek and he had an assistant camera guy, Ted Piper. We all surveyed the space when we walked in, and I was like, I definitely want a shot of the spray paint. We walked into the space where I did primarily a lot of the movement, and he was like, it's stunning in here. He was like, we definitely got to have you move in here. We did some of the shots upstairs where you saw me, where me and Destiny connect at the end. Mm-hmm. But it was just such a beautiful space because I felt like it had so much texture, and it's, an old factory. And I was like, I feel like there's so many stories within this space, just its history. I wonder what it would be like to sort of do a film here. And yeah, I think it's maybe the third character, I would say, in the film.
Definitely. Well, thank you for doing this.
Well, Ross, thank you. I appreciate you so much for having this Q&A with me, and much love to the Milwaukee International Short Film Fest. This is amazing for the city, and I'm really honored as a first-time filmmaker to be a part of it.